Kristina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, goes ballistic at the close of this week's General Hospital, attacking and making a bizarre move. Elizabeth Weber, Rebecca Herbst, and Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, are both in danger because of it. We're going to discuss how Kristina lost it and made a terrible error that puts lives in danger. General Hospital spoilers. Ava and Avery targeted by Kristina's angry behavior. Okay, so Kristina is currently in a state of complete and utter collapse, and Ava Jerome, Maura West, is her target. Since the horrific event in which Kristina's baby died, a fact that has been well known, Kristina has been adamant that Ava should not be allowed to have her daughter Avery Jerome Corinthos, Ava and Grace Scarola. Except for Kristina, everyone thinks this is a terrible mistake. Nonetheless, her antics are getting worse by the day. Kristina, who is hoping to have another altercation with Ava, knocks on Ava's door as the week comes to a close. Kristina makes a solemn promise to stop Ava. The brake line sabotage, a fatal error with Rick's SUV. According to General Hospital spoilers, that was after she hurried over to her dad's house to hand off Avery and suggested to Kristina that maybe she might take Sonny Corinthos' Maurice Bernard illness to court because he might not be able to care for their daughter. Kristina went into a tailspin after that. Following an unfruitful confrontation with Rick and Ava at the apartment, a fuming Kristina intends to descend into Ava's parking garage and sever the brake lines of the SUV parked there. But just in case you didn't notice, General Hospital really bragged about how Rick made himself at home at Ava's. She was complaining that she had to park on the street as Rick had taken her parking spot. It appears that Kristina is involved with the incorrect automobile. She destroys Rick's SUV and not Ava's, which is a very stupid assumption unless Ava and Rick own the exact same car. Same year, model, color, and all. Because Kristina is familiar with Ava's car since she uses it to drop off Avery frequently. Put it down to incredibly sloppy writing if they don't clarify. Spoilers for General Hospital tease a car crash that could harm Rick and Liz. By the time Kristina destroys Rick's SUV, which is in Ava's parking spot, he will have to take Liz along for the ride. Rick and Liz's relationship seems puzzling to me. Perhaps it's related to the blackmail plot involving Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, Andrew Kane Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, or perhaps they're just out for a run. Either way, Kristina is in another car on the same route. Who knows? Maybe Kristina is trailing after realizing she messed up and messed with the incorrect automobile, or maybe she's shadowing the SUV because she thinks Ava is driving it. Spoilers for General Hospital. Lucky's role and its possible repercussions. It sounds like Kristina may have called Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, who is also attempting to discover out what Kristina has done. Lucky has been complicit in Kristina's insane animosity, which is bad for him. Lucky has spent time assuring his boss Kristina that her continual irritability and erratic behavior are entirely warranted, and now Liz, his lover, would suffer greatly as a result. An automobile crash occurs by Friday, the last day of this week. Plus, it appears that Rick and Liz's SUV goes off the road and gets into an accident. Since Rick and Liz's lives are in danger, we will have to wait until Monday to find out if they survive. Spoilers for General Hospital. Kristina's second thoughts and their impact. According to General Hospital spoilers, Kristina feels terrible about what she did, but it's too late now. By the looks of it, she had every intention of setting up Lucky's girlfriend and Molly Lansing Davis's father for this terrible event. I won't even call it an accident because that was her goal. She simply lacked proper planning. Worst case scenario. This injures someone severely. What options does Kristina have if she discovers that Rick and not Ava are driving the car? I'm curious whether she was tailing Rick's vehicle after realizing she had severed the wrong brake lines. Because Kristina severed the brake line, there's no use in her saying, "Oh, whoops, I messed with the wrong car." She can't even stop them now. the crash, and possible rescue, according to General Hospital spoilers. So, obviously no. Who knows? Kristina might give Lucky a call just before they lose control and crash. On Friday, General Hospital will air what promises to be an excellent cliffhanger. The roads at Port Charles are notoriously dangerous, as you recall. They wind and twist, with ravines leading to rivers and what seem like sheer cliff faces. We've witnessed individuals tumbling and even driving off of them. The possibilities are endless when Rick's brakes fail. He may send him and Liz careening into a tree, a ledge, the sea, a precipice, a steep ravine, or anything else. Spoilers for General Hospital. What happens next and Kristina's legal problems? Elizabeth and Rick may only suffer moderate injuries in the end. Rick could be involved in a tragic accident if, due to Kristina's sabotage, the brakes fail when he is traveling at the speed limit on a curvy road. Fortunately, the SUV and its airbags absorb much of the impact. Personally, I don't think Liz or Rick will be killed off on General Hospital. We shall see. And certainly not her. However, Elizabeth and Rick might find themselves in a life-or-death struggle. Just driving by and hoping she can get away with endangering Rick and Liz while attempting to kill Ava would be even worse for Kristina. So I hope she stops to render aid and call 911 if she witnesses the crash. It is exactly that. Attaining murder is here. Kristina will likely face legal consequences as a result of this massive and serious criminal, even if it was merely an accident with the wrong car. General Hospital spoilers. The aftermath. Broken relationships and the law's role. The security cameras in the parking garage of Ava's building may have captured Kristina tampering with Rick's car, you know. It is possible that Dan Falconeri, played by Dominic Zamprogna, will need to place his sister under arrest. And when the truth comes out and Kristina is exposed, there will be no way to justify her actions. Just when Molly and Kristina were about to mend their sisterly bond, Kristina could have murdered her father. Molly will be enraged by this development. Reunion plans are doomed. Oh, sorry, I was trying to kill Ava, not your dad. Kristina cannot explain to Molly. She will not tolerate such justifications. Definitely not cool. Since Rick's life was in danger, Molly will be enraged regardless of whether he survives or not. It was immediately following the truce that Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, and Rick announced. That will also be thrown out the window due of Kristina. Whatever they've done with this character, I have no idea. You know, the recast actress is fine. The story is flawed. The issue does not lie with her. It seems like Drew and Kristina are often asking each other, who can we make even worse today with their writing? Both of them are vile, and I don't understand why they're acting this way. Potential intervention and the need for accountability regarding GH. I can see Molly wanting Kristina punished to the letter of the law, and Alex's relationship with Molly could be further strained if she tries to protect Kristina. Ultimately, Kristina's outrageous actions put lives in jeopardy. She's completely out of her mind. Ava and Sunny have resolved their differences. Kristina riled Sunny up by bringing up money matters. He became overly excited and eventually fell. His heart problem is now known to Ava. Everyone would have benefited if Kristina had continued down her path. To be fair, Ava is, well, a terrible human being in her own right. Additionally, she has been trying to provoke Kristina, but it's a two-way street. The fact that Kristina threatened Liz with the loss of her kid, and Ava's could lead her to testify under oath if she is summoned to appear in court as one of the victims of Kristina's attempted murder. All by itself, that is a danger. Rick will undoubtedly urge the prosecution to file charges against Kristina. He blames her already for the fact that their mom ignores Molly. This might be used by Ava in custody proceedings to argue that Avery shouldn't be in the same room as Sunny's homicidal, mentally ill daughter. Imagine the number of lives Kristina is jeopardizing because of this. Her pranks could endanger Liz and Rick, while Sunny's procrastination over heart surgery puts him in risk of a catastrophic cardiac attack that could be fatal. Ava and Kristina clearly irritate one another. That much is clear. Even while Ava isn't blameless, Kristina has lost her sanity, and far too many people have been enabling her. Cliffhanger revealed in General Hospital spoilers. Can Liz and Rick make it? To find out whether Elizabeth and Rick survived the accident, we will have to tune in on Friday. Perhaps we won't find out until Monday. It might be a scrape, it could be a serious injury. And then there's the aftermath when Kristina's craziness is revealed. Kristina needs to be taken into Ferncliff for timeout by her parents before the DA's office, and Molly, with Rick's help, undoubtedly, lock her up in Pentonville for being a threat.